Hello, hello, Travis Zapp. You are indeed number one. Yeah, okay, good. We're good. Just a delay in the feed.
You want to tell us about your hag?
It is a hag. That is all I got so far.
She looks pretty goofy right now, just gonna say.
She does look goofy right now. Started the monster clay sculpt pretty early on. I'm definitely gonna end up making some very significant changes.
Travis Zapp says, damn, we had the early steps on this one.
Very early steps. The only thing that's been done is basically an armature. Hopefully we will get there fairly quickly.
The chat should start showing up on my screen in a couple more messages.
The chat should.
It's due to my limited technical abilities.
I can see.
That's how it works.
I can see the chat.
Oh, I mean on the
Oh, on
the
that
video, yeah.
actual video, yes.
My brain is not working today. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, got back from a supply gathering trip yesterday. Okay, so I know I'm gonna want to do some pretty hardy removals. So what's up with you, Travis Zapp? How you doing? Let me see the good steps.
Do you want me to read it for you?
Maybe. It's very small.
I only get to see the good steps at the shop, so you bring along. Cool to see the start.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. I'm glad you're getting to see the very beginning. This one's really rougher than usual. So I'm guessing we've met you at different cons then. I'll bring the cup here. We're gonna play the guessing game, try and figure out if how
try to guess who this is.
try to guess who Travis Zapp actually is. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you're enjoying your cup. Okay, I know what I want. I built this armature the other week before I really had many sketches done. So
when it was still in its potato larval stage.
Back when it was, it's still in its potato larva stage. But
Travis Zapp says good luck, by the way.
No, thank you. Yeah, no, it's gonna. I mean, the armature is really just there to hold the clay up while I work on it.
So when you say armature, is it one of the metal ones, or?
Nope, it's all clay. I end up doing a hollow armature. So, like, this is gonna go.
start from the
Nope. It's kind of like building a pinch pot.
Payne says, yo.
What up, Payne? Yeah, it's kind of like building a pinch pot. I end up getting the clay good and soft so I can move it, and then just really roughly forming the shapes that I want. And once I've done that, I can take it and dip it in cold water, and it sets it up relatively quickly. I will have to show that on stream at some point, maybe, but it isn't the most photogenic step, and it's also a little harder to film because it's just mushing clay around. But yeah, now I have a rough-ish idea of where at least I want to start the shape. I know I'm going to want it taller and slimmer than what's happening now, and I think change the angle on the head.
Scoliosis job.
Well, yeah. The hag. Gotta have the scoliosis.
It's also your baby.
Yes.
Travis wants to know what kind of hag.
I've been thinking about like a kind of traditional sort of Appalachian granny kind of vibe. But yeah, I definitely want her looking real raggedy. I know that.
Sea hag.
I'm not gonna do a sea hag. I might, like, this sculpt could go anywhere at this point. I might hit something that just kind of works with me, but right now I'm thinking like that old lady that does the off-grid medical treatments and hexes and
Movie we watched recently.
how recently?
A couple months ago.
You talking about the
What's
one
her
with
name?
Julianne Moore?
Yes, that
Damned if I can remember what it's called.
one. A good time. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Turn me into a newt. Yep, it's definitely it's gonna be a good one. Oh well, I don't know if it's gonna be a good one. We'll see.
She turned me into a newt.
She may turn you into a newt. She's got some big newt turning into energy. This hag.
So more like a Baba Yaga.
It might have some of that. I thought about trying to do the metal teeth thing. Because that could be fun. Yeah, we will see where she goes. But I am thinking I want to do something a little bit more.
Souls?
That sounds right.
Forensic psychiatrist discovers that all but one of her patients' multiple personalities.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
definitely the one.
that's
It's also got
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
yeah, not a bad movie. It hadn't. She'd have a grill. I mean, I don't know. Is it still a grill if you don't have any other teeth? Then it's just alternate dentures, right?
Love you going old school, not a seat.
Yeah, this time.
This time.
Again, we will have to see where she goes. This has got it. I don't like that.
Don't need that anymore.
We don't need that. We don't need none of this. All of this is bad. All of this has to go. Okay.
So what's going on here?
I wanted to make her a little bit thinner.
Oh.
So I'm gonna add to the neck. I had sort of initially thought of a very slumped figure. I was looking at the pictures of the old witch from the Disney movie with the Seven Dwarfs, Snow White.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking very, very old school, very traditional. At least to start with. Should get more character as she develops. Let's get her looking. Okay. As good a place to look as any for now. Nope, I like to do a lot of my... Yes, it's very, very much see where the vibe takes you. I like to do a lot of my kind of sketching in the clay. That's just my way of going about these things. There's nothing wrong with doing more preparation and having a nice set idea of what you want to do, and it's good practice to learn to work. Is the hag being done in monster clay again? Yes, this one is monster clay. This one is definitely in the monster clay. I did get some new clay when I was out for specifically at show demos. I got some Chavant. It's a little bit softer clay, so I will hopefully be able to do a little bit more roughing in at events. Is that the green stuff? It comes in lots of colors. Chavant NSP is one of the kind of industry standard clays. A lot of people are using monster clay now, but Chavant NSP was one of the... It was probably the most commonly used clay in like the film industry and stuff. It probably still is for most clay. I know they use it pretty much exclusively at place that does the silicone masks. They have a lot of different sculptors, but they run kind of a workshop type thing where they'll have people come in and do a mask for them. The name is escaping me right now.
You don't do monster camp, do you?
No, I don't mean monster camp.
Okay.
They use wet clay.
Immortal masks?
Yes, immortal masks. They use the NSP.
Ah, okay, I know who it is now. Excellent.
New. How is it going? I hope work is calming down nicely. New ones next October. Yeah, I got that Ninja Turtle. It's gonna be, will be coming by, visit you at the show, for sure. Gotta get that Michelangelo action. Yeah, we'll be at the Comic-Con in Niagara Falls too. We're not gonna make
Hamilton.
we're not gonna make Hamilton this year. What is that emoji? Is that on the nose emoji? What do we?
Seems good.
Seems good.
Yes.
Yep.
We're still pretty new to the Twitch thing, so
Yeah.
the actual face emojis are like, what is that?
Well, I have my
Do you have like a
my view of chat is pretty small and pretty far away from me. Yeah, well, glad to hear work is doing well. The when travel for work is like, I don't know, I don't want it. That's a bummer. Hopefully work is also unaffected by all the, or largely unaffected as anything can be by all the utter craziness. I think everything's going to be a little affected. We will see. Okay. I know this nose. Building in some cheekbones. Yeah, tried a couple of different witchy, haggy type designs, and I just haven't gelled with me. So I'm gonna make this one work. It may be a big editing process, but that's one of the nice things about the stream. I'm not really in any rush. If it takes several streams to get going, then that's what it takes. This hag lost part of its ear. Just how the clay head feels to me. Like on this side? No, it's fine. That's not kind of a bad little idea. Start with some wounding. Let's see. How do we want to do this? What do we? Alright, so she's got. I wonder if maybe she got burned on some potions. She's got like no ear on this side. Just kind of got the like a hole and some scar tissue. And that could explain why she's got no eyelids over here either. Will she have the sparse, wispy hair? She may not have any hair. She may have. She may have a wig. I wonder if I could. I wonder if she could have a wig. Like a. Maybe she'll have hair, but maybe some of it'll be missing. I'll have to do some research too once I'm off stream. I really like the makeup that they did for the Hound in what's that guy's name? Rory. Yeah, in Game of Thrones. I think that actor's name is Rory something. I want to say Rory Calhoun, but that's a Simpsons reference. He was also in that Simon Pegg movie, Hot Fuzz. One of my all-time favorites. Rory McCann. Yeah, he was fun in that movie. He was the trolley boy.
Yarp.
Yes. Yeah, I love those movies. Shaun of the Dead is definitely a high point zombie film to my taste. Some crud in my clay. Yeah, that was a good burn makeup. So we'll give her some nice contrast. I always do this. I always end up with a lot of super asymmetrical things. Asymmetrical is more interesting. Give her a really strong lid. I want to make sure. This. Sunken on this side. Just have to make sure to follow the bone structure. Nicely. It's one of the things with something like an asymmetrical scarring or burn or whatever, you've got to have something to tie the face together. At least I find you have to have something to kind of like make it look like it was one face that had something happen to it, rather than, you know, like you're trying to stitch two faces together or some kind of a homunculus kind of created monster. Yes, milky gross eyes are great. I also like, there's something fun about and the idea of an eye that's like, maybe she didn't lose the eye, maybe she can still see out of it, but there's that contrast where like the lid is messed up, so she can't like close it blank properly, so it gets all dry and like red and irritated, like the one of the Mason Verger makeups from Hannibal, one of the eyes in that was a really cool paint. Like it was clear that it was still a functional eye, which I think was a good choice because it let Gary Oldman kind of work with that line of sight thing that he wouldn't have had if it was supposed to be, you know, like he'd been blinded. Actually, I think maybe both of the eyes were good, but one of the lids was retracted. I forget who did that makeup, but that is high on my list of favorite looks in a film. Some kind of thinness here. Yeah, this is how following the ideas works. You don't have to know everything when you start. Just get started. And it'll come to you. So that's what I think. It was never I thought a good practice, especially when I was teaching, for people to kind of wait for the inspiration, wait for the mood to come get them. No, you gotta get in there. I find just getting your hands on the material, like even if you really don't know what you're doing that day, you know, start making shapes, making a face. You might wad it up and move on to something else when you do get an idea, but having your hands in the clay gets you in that brain space. Oh, give it a messed up nostril on this side too. I don't know, I've been thinking burn scars a lot lately, I guess. I was thinking about doing a Freddy Krueger inspired mask, but instead of the very stylized version, getting some real, like, as observed burn scars on him might be kind of cool. I think I'd still want to stick with the original actor. I can't think of names while I'm trying to sculpt. My brain doesn't go in that direction. Robert Englund, that's the, yes. Yeah. I really like, he's definitely one of the characters that I think he made Freddy work a lot. I've seen a lot of that same energy in other characters he's done. Kind of get the sense that there was a lot of Robert Englund mojo in that character. Yeah, he's good. He was good in Stranger Things too, I thought. I thought it was a fun character for him. Understated, but good. Sure wasn't entirely my bag, but there were bits. Bits that I really liked. Oh, before I forget, Payne, you were inquiring about that new head I picked up. It's him next to my noggin. So it's not. I feel like it's a little thin, and tall. But I do like the way it's kind of an inclined, like it's looking up a little bit. But yes, I think this will be a good compromise for me. Couldn't really justify. I have a petite head. Some people think it's lovely. I did measure around the circumference. And it's actually very similar. I think it's actually just ever so slightly larger than the Ed head in circumference. It looks to me like it's a kind of a long, thin face, and the Ed head is much more squared off, but there was no way I was going to be able to justify the expense of an Ed head. This one can't be filled with water to weigh it down. This one has a big old opening. The Ed heads are like 89, I want to say, currently in the States, but they're they're not as good priced here in Canada. Sculpture Supply, which has really good prices in general, has it listed for 120, 130. I think it's 130. Which, I mean, yes, we went to Sculpture Supply. That is the closest, bestest toy store that I know of up here. But yeah, even with shipping in the States, it might be a good grab on the Monster Makers Black Friday or something, but they are still, they're like $100 with shipping. So, that's a little more than I can justify for something when I don't make masks for that's just hobby stuff for the most part. So I'm not about to throw that kind of money around on a mask making thing. But this one was only $30. So, and it'll $30, and I think it will do the job for me. I think it'll get the job done. If I was gonna make masks for sale, I would definitely consider getting the Ed head, because that's kind of an industry standard for the fit, just for my own sake, or for display heads, and I don't have to worry about the fit. This will do me. This will do me fine. Foam treatment? Still haven't used the foam treatment for cosplay stuff to make foam feel like granite. I don't even know about that stuff.
Okay, but how long ago was it? It was forever ago.
Oh yeah, last October. No. Yes. No.
I feel it was longer than that.
No, it wasn't quite that long. It was later than October. It was probably
this past October.
It was winter time. It was more winter time. It was after.
Yeah, but we're talking about when Jen was here.
Yeah.
Jen hasn't been here since forever.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But it wasn't in October. I know I said it was October, and then I changed my mind. And then I remembered it was not October.
It was a year, if not two.
January last year. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible.
I don't know. Maybe.
Been a hot minute. We could definitely agree on that. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was January or something. Because we had to make sure that you'd be properly refrigerated.
That should.
Shouldn't. Might be. We'll see. We'll see. We have yet to test the air conditioner. Terrible Dracula. Yeah, I mean, I think around Frightmare time would be fairly ideal. We just have Frightmare in October so far, but we're not likely to have anything just post like in November or anything. By then we'll be done with shows for a while. It's very much what I think. September, October is a whole thing.
Mhm.
Very much a thing. That's a whole lot of work to do.
Well, we're not doing Hamilton this year.
Nope.
That's one less.
Yeah. It's not one less because we added punk rock all the way up in Peterborough.
That's in June.
Well, okay. It's one less show in September, I guess. Did you? I don't trust you.
I mean, that's fine.
I don't trust you.
I did
for this
apply
stuff.
for the one in.
I know.
I don't.
You applied
I don't think
for.
we got in though, because I think they're one of the ones that they only tell you if you got in. If you didn't get in, they don't email you.
Punk rock or
No. The Falls or something.
okay.
You know, we were trying to do the
Yeah.
actual art scene.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, either that or they're slow about getting their acceptances out.
I need to look up the.
You need to figure out the whole was it
Not too
Fan Expo?
Yeah, well,
Because they have your money.
they do. Apparently, that's how they roll.
Mm-hmm.
I should email.
Yes, Frightmare would be entertaining for you. And if we did it, you know, you got here in time to do Frightmare and stayed for a little while after, that would probably work just about as good as anything else is gonna work. Frightmare is a very entertaining show, I find. You do? Well, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Why do they love us?
Did you get that thing I sent you earlier today?
Probably.
I got an email from them sent out to vendors for. Oh, I got an email from for vendors, and they had an advertisement saying that Niagara Falls' vendor applications were now open, and they used a picture of their stuff.
Oh, well, that's, I suppose. I mean, my stuff's pretty safe to use. Not a lot of copyright infringing type things that they have to worry about.
Nope. But also, it's cool.
Yeah. Well, no, I like Frightmare. Frightmare has a lot of fun people that come along, and it's always nice to be able to say hi to Chuck and Steve and Vicky and the crew. Hopefully it'll be a good show for everybody this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We did fine last year. Some people didn't. Some people did. How shows work. Do like. Right. Also very close. Your Mall is another good fun one. It's too bad the Brawleywood crew doesn't do Frightmare. Some of them show up, but they're a lot of fun. What I looked it up in makeup artist for Greg Cannon. Oh, that's right. I do remember looking that up at one point. Yeah, Greg Cannon. I believe he passed not too long ago. Yeah, no, that was definitely some top-notch work. And I've seen some people do some things with the idea too that were good. So definitely the appreciation is there. It's recognized as a really excellent piece of work. Okay. Yeah,
Look.
Yes. Have fun drugging the cat. I think what do you think, Pi? Are we getting...
What do I think about what?
We're starting to get somewhere. A little bit.
Well, she's definitely less potatoey.
Yeah, she is less potatoey.
Still a little potato.
Still a little potatoey. There's nothing wrong with a little potatoey.
Yeah.
Definitely. I can definitely get down with a little potato.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a spud fan. I think so. I think so. Maybe less than the sketches a little, but I think I'm still thinking so. Well, maybe that would be a lot. Let the Burns handle most of that character development. I mean, it wouldn't do to have our hag be like the most unlucky person of ever with all the problems. Oh, the side view of the sketch is covered by text on top. It is indeed.
Because I was lazy, didn't want to refigure everything.
Well, it's not a big deal. That sketch is almost assuredly going to have very little to do with what's actually going to be going on. Yeah, in a minute. I was just working out some ideas, but I think we've progressed past some of those. I was thinking a big old cranium at one point, and then I decided against that. There's a plethora of big craniumed witches out there right now.
I mean, even the one you posted to Facebook.
Does it? Oh, because that's not a. Yeah, it's not a straight. Wasn't the right aspect for Instagram. It might be whole on Blue Sky. Yeah, it might be whole on Blue Sky. Don't know. You like the digging this burn scar idea. At least for now. I may come up with something I like better. But at least for now. Now the only thing I have to do is make sure that I don't amuse myself too much with the idea that, like, you know, she's the meth witch. Some of that flammable methamphetamine cooking related. Hmm. I'm trying to think if there was a really good movie witch. It's just the look of her. I mean, there was Meg Mucklebones from Legend. That was a pretty good sort of swampy sea haggy kind of a character. I did like I like Sigourney Weaver's witch from she did a Snow White movie in the late 90s or something. That was a pretty decent one. Coven season brought the one woman back. I don't remember. I don't remember them doing a whole lot to the look of the witches in the American Horror Story.
The redhead with the one weird eye.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about, but I don't remember them doing anything but messing up her hair. I mean, she looks cool. I thought she looked good witch-wise in the first season of American Horror Story. I do generally like her work. And they burned at the stake. Yeah, as the maid. They did kind of a nice, like, subtle kind of glow down thing in the first one that I thought was pretty good. When she first showed up. When she was wasn't the hot version. I don't know. American Horror Story, I generally like the show when I'm watching it, but it doesn't stay for me very well. Like, I kind of forget about it as soon as I'm not watching it. Which I strongly suspect is that it's the whole TV thing. There ends up being a lot of, like, drama stuff. Yep, Frances Conroy. She's also in that what was it, Six Souls? Six spirits, six ghosts thing with what's her name? I think
Yes.
she's the mom of the one personality.
Yes.
Yeah, she's quite fun. Jonathan, no, something Davis. That guy's name. The one from the Tudors that you quite like, Payne. One of them, there's two of them. They have very similar names. One of them is Gimli the dwarf, and the other one's that guy.
Yes.
Not that.
Yes. Jonathan Rice.
Yes.
Davis.
Yeah, he does a very good job in it. He reminds me very much of the guy from Split, and to a lesser extent it was a movie where he had multiple personalities. He's also
McAvoy?
yeah,
McAvoy?
James McAvoy. Yeah, he's like Magneto or something too, if I remember right. Yeah, no.
That's right.
Oh, was he? All right, whichever. I don't know.
Yeah, those two are the same.
They're very much the same. I'm not. Never was an X-Men stan.
Nobody's Magneto.
Nobody's Magneto.
Nobody's.
Is that just because Ian McKellen is the only acceptable Magneto?
Sure.
Because Ian McKellen's the only acceptable pretty much whatever he does.
I'll accept that.
No, I liked his work in Split.
Yeah, he's good.
It was the craziest part was when he turned into his monster personality. Like they just did a lot with basically just, you know, yeah, I would usually accept Charles Dance and his weird semi-functional robot Peen from Space Truckers. Slim out this cheekbone a little. I mean, you cannot tell me that was not a movie that you expected any of the things that happened, or any of the casting choices that were made, or that it was a movie that got made. What is the redacted thing that Jen sent?
Huh? Oh, I knew it was crap when we started.
Ah,
YouTube at the synopsis. Yet we proceeded.
I mean, I still stand by that film.
Define stand.
I have it once again on my to-be list. because any film with a semi-robotic Charles Dance can't be all bad. Only because what happened at the end?
Are you asking me?
Yes. What did it do? Why the end? Jen said only because of the ending. Oh, the robotic reveal. Yeah, maybe. I didn't remember that was at the end. There were a lot of plot points in that film that were not super necessary to follow. Strange things can happen. Like, you know, RoboCop going back to school and getting his PhD in art history. That's a thing that happened. Pretty sure he's got a book out too. I need to figure out this mouth. Try out one of my new tools. Very new. It's still got a sticker on it. Picked up a Kemper. I don't even know what this one is. It's not labeled. But I like these two shapes. I don't know if you can see those well. But it's got a good sort of point and flat and a slightly rounded version, 2 different sizes. Generally like that in a tool. There are a lot of the double-sided ones that the 2 sides don't make sense to me. Like they don't complement each other. I thought this one might do good. Let's see, where's that? Where is your mouth? Where's that gonna be? Well, if you have burns, maybe a kitty. Did we change it? Now it's an anime witch. Oh, speaking of anime, I took pictures. I don't remember if I sent them to you. The shredded Pokemon. Just absolutely roided out Pokemon. And those, that was at the Pacific Mall. There's not a ton going on there, but what is there is entertaining. Well, it's very entertaining if you want accessories for your car. There's like 5 or 6 different car accessory stores. Well, if you want to weave up the Subaru, that's the place. Kind of want to wrap it. Of course you do. But will you wrap it properly? Will you put the waifus on it? Gotta get that waifu. You could do that to the van. You could, you could fit a lot of waifu on that van. You could fit a whole harem anime's worth of waifu on that van. It's got the space. Of course, I need somebody to point out to me enough waifus. What is the last anime thing? I think I may have watched Vampire Hunter.
The last anime I watched was Delicious.
What? Delicious in Dungeon?
I think that's what it's called.
That sounds wrong.
Does it? It is.
No, I mean, like, that sounds like that would be. That sounds like that would be something that would be wrong. Well, I think
Yes.
pain is indicating that it is indeed a thing, and that it is great apparently.
There was also something on Netflix.
I mean, we watched the vampire ones. No, Castlevania.
And released.
Castlevania. I mean, Hellsing with the non-abridged version is not a thing. But yeah, we did watch the Castlevania ones. Those were animu. There's been at least one of those Studio Ghibli movies, I think, more recently than we've been watching any anime. Which I suppose you should probably watch, considering you're the Studio Ghibli movie. I'm pretty sure there was a newer one. Cook and eat monsters in a dungeon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched that when Rose was here.
Ah, I did not watch that. I think I may have
You probably saw.
seen a clip or something here or there. Get a little more chin action. A little more jaw. May have to recreate this tool and put a little bit of rake action into it.
Mm. Yes, we have watched one. That's also not.
No, that one's old as. That is as old as anything. That's very old. That's older than. I think it's got a bird in it. I suspect there was a Ghibli movie with a bird in it. Possibly with people teeth. As Studson did a thing. Yeah, I watched most of the older Ghibli movies. Poco, Flying Pig one. The obviously the big ones, Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away. I think I don't know about the Kiki delivery service one. I don't know if I've seen that one. Some of the earlier ones I missed when it was a much more kind of standard anime style look to them. The last one we watched was Nausicaa, it's called, which was fine. Neat bug designs. Had a Patrick Stewart. No, I don't believe I've seen the Kiki delivery service one. I have not seen the Totoro one. I know Angie's seen the Totoro. There's the like World War II-ish kids one. I didn't see that one. Well, it can have the cat bus all it wants, but it's gonna need something else. Watched Vicious Lips last night. That was a whole thing. Very strange movie. Like if Gem and the Holograms and Labyrinth had a baby. And also,
yeah, Princess Mononoke is good too.
Yeah. The grub infested giant boar thing was pretty cool. definitely stuff I like about this tool. But I think it would. I mean, I can't complain too much about the PS. Oh, wait, no. I don't know about the PS5 controller. I would assume that thing's well enough made. It's expensive enough. I know the PS4 controller was an absolute tank.
Cool. Are those the ones I took apart and cleaned?
Yes.
Or was it?
Oh, maybe. You had a... No, it was a 3s.
Was it 3?
But even if it... I mean, you abused those PS3 controllers for how many years? Like, those lasted a long time. The PS3 controllers were also pretty good.
The walking controller.
I mean, that's the thing about Sony stuff. You get the sense that it's like, oh, I've had to replace this controller, like, you know, I've had to replace both of these original controllers that I got with the PS3. And
How old's the PS3?
Yeah, how old is the PS3?
How old are we now?
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I don't ever remember replacing controllers on game systems when I was a kid, because we replaced the game systems every, like, 6 or 7 years maybe. I was still rocking a PS3. I think I had that thing 15 years.
How long has the PS5 been out?
The PS5's been out going on 5 years now, I think. 4 or 5. Yeah, I mean, when you consider how much other stuff you have to replace. No, you guys haven't had it that long. If you're replacing PS5 controllers, what is it, like 2 years you guys have had it, maybe? And it probably hasn't seen real hard use. Like, I haven't even really considered picking up the 5.
That's because we have.
No, I haven't bought a game in. When did when did Elden Ring come out now? Seemed like it wasn't that long ago, but I feel like we had this discussion and it was like, yeah, that game was like 5 or 6 years old. Elden Ring was the last game I picked up. Still haven't finished playing it. I mean, the 4 did have that tendency to overheat. You guys had two two PS4s too, though, didn't you? Like you guys had like a launch version, and then you got a different one. Oh no, you had 2 3s. Yeah, the 4. I can't complain about the longevity for the 4. I do have to say there's a lot of stuff on the PS5 controller that I don't know if it needs to be there. Like, doesn't it have some kind of motion control type stuff with the middle button? Or maybe that was the 4 actually. I think the 4 had a gyro in the middle.
Are you talking about the pad?
Yeah.
I mean, they all had gyro, didn't they?
Not the 3 didn't have it. The 3 just had controller buttons and a motor with a weight on it for the rumble function, which also wasn't necessary. But they started doing the the PS4 one was the 6-axis controller because it had like it had some motion control compatibility, but they never did anything with it. And the Switch definitely has it. All it is annoying. Yeah, those old PS3 DualShocks, man, they took the abuse. Plus, the Bluetooth was excellent. I can remember when those things came out, like taking the controllers to another room because it was so shocking that they would still like control the game. Through walls and stuff. That's how old we are. We're impressed by just the simple technology of Bluetooth. You know when the Bluetooth was nice though? When it's winter time and you get all snuggly under the blankets and you're playing a game and you don't have to put the controller on top. You just be a toasty little cinnamon bun and still control that. Still control the game. The Dragon Warrior 3 remake. I haven't seen the Dragon Warrior 3 remake. Payne, did they upgrade the graphics much, or? Even which one was 3? Come to think of it. Was 3 the one that was like? Was it mostly released in Japan at first? Like they did Dragon Warrior 1, and then 2 was a few years later, and they didn't release 3 until after like 4 in the States or something like that. I vaguely remember 4. No, I do remember that now. I'm thinking of it. Or, no, wait. Because that was a thing in, like the multi-party thing was a thing in one of the Final Fantasies too. If I'm remembering right. Like it had a goof off class, or was that the Dragon Warrior? Dragon Warrior may have had the merchant class. Yeah, okay, so 4 had Dragon Warrior 3 had the merchant. Oh, so it did have the goof. Okay. Did Final Fantasy ever have a goof off? Or was that always Dragon Warrior? I don't know, I haven't played RPGs in a long time. Long time. I like this forehead. This forehead annoys me. Forehead makes me unhappy. Fix it. I think I want it to have more of a kind of divided brow ridgy type thing. It's too smooth. It displeases me. I don't know if it's just the big eyes, but from some angles, I'm getting a Lady Elizabeth Fairchild. No, wait, is that the cat? Mr. Rogers, the puppet. Yeah, the cat puppet, and then the older lady puppet. Get an older lady puppet. But it is absolutely remarkable. Well, my brain just refuses to work on names and sculpture at the same time. One of these days I'm gonna be sculpting. I'm gonna forget your name. go away for a minute. Alright, we'll be right back. I need to go grab another beverage and stretch my legs. No, I think getting up for a second will do me some good. Come back and have a fresh look at this. Pearl River brand pineapple flavored beer, which is not beer but related-ish. Smells very pineapple-y. Carbonated, but not that powerfully. I did try one of these yesterday, but it wasn't cold. No, I don't like that smell. Well, it's it's not. Yeah, no, the smell is still bad. The smell is distinctly spoiled pineapple. The So it's a good pineapple flavor to start, and then it quickly kind of degrades. It's not super strong or overly sweet, but it has a very mild, like, lager aftertaste, which I don't like with my pineapple. It's a very very spoiled pineapple vibe. But I suppose if you were a beer person, definitely, yeah, it's past it's got that past its expiration pineapple flavor. It's it's not awful, but it's not great. The smell is I smell this. Tell me if that doesn't. Yes, you do. Tell me if that doesn't smell like one of those ciders that you quite like.
Full cider?
Yeah, but with pineapple.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, the face my wife made was precious, so you know that was worth it right there. The burps are. Am I sure I cleaned the mug since
No.
last time?
What do you
She hates pineapple. And that's half the battle? I don't know. But yes, I always clean my mugs. This is the flavor that it has. And it's so there is a pineapple beverage, which is a lightly fermented pineapple beverage. It's sort of like a natural lacto fermentation type thing. I forget what it's called, but I suspect it might be trying to be a bit of that. Is my suspicion. But it does have it has like the what is it, hops extract in it, which is what gives it that weird. Like, I'm not even sure if somebody that routinely drinks beer would notice, because it is very mild. Kind of like the amount of coffee that it takes for my wife to notice that something is coffee flavored. Hmm?
Seeing online says it's called
What's called?
sculpting.
Oh. The pineapple thing. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't surprise. I mean, ginger beer is a thing. A lot of like mildly fermented fruit beverages and vegetable beverages is a thing, because you know, if you smush fruit, you can drink it and it tastes quite nice. And if you leave it around for a couple of days and it's warm out, it's still typically safe to drink. And it's a method for preserving fruit at that point. Fruit tends to come out all at once. I'm gonna try. Kind of like this shape on the sketch. Hinged. gonna have me some research to do. Nice. Oh, shut up. Nope, the fermented fruit beverage is definitely a thing. I think that's what this is getting at. I could be wrong though. You're trying a new snack? What kind of new snack you trying? Maple cheddar popcorn. Oh. Oh. Yeah. I have heard of this thing. I have tried that unintentionally before. I don't know. It didn't feel tremendously off-putting, but it was one of those things that I didn't feel the needed to keep on doing that, you know? You get that Christmas try container of butter popcorn, cheese popcorn, and caramel corn, and it almost never makes it all separate. You end up getting some mixed corns. And then there's the thing, but this is maple version of that. The sweet and cheddar. I mean, people like chocolate cheddar. Not really my jam either. Let's see, what do I gotta do? I'm gonna have to do some more research. I want to get I'm gonna assume, or I'm gonna guess here that there's some really good deep tissue damage on this side. Maybe even some exposed. We're gonna try it. We're gonna see. This might be a little too zombie. But we're gonna expose some teeth and gums here. I forget who it was. I saw somebody had a real nice prosthetic dental appliance that had a portion that went outside the mouth and sort of it looked like a really good tight fit and kind of pressed up the gum, or the pressed up the lip, like some of the lip had been transected. It was was a good piece. I'll have to see if I can find that again to look at. But yeah, we're gonna get some good really deep scarring here. Almost a little Two-Face Harvey Dent action. Now that I use this tool more the tippy tip. I'm kind of feeling that. Yeah, I imagine we both follow that one. I don't know. Now would be the time. Everybody's all like, when you talk about stuff out loud at your phone, it knows. It sends you things. It's most likely, almost, and when I say most likely, almost assuredly not true, but just in case. That whole dental appliance with the lip over thing, phone. Yeah, find that for me. Come on, AI, make yourself useful. Voice command. Not mature enough.
Nope.
Oh, I also picked up a Kemper W22, a small round loop. I've already touched it up. The Kemper has a nasty habit of, with these small tools, they don't pot the wire very deeply, so there's like glue down in there and then just a bunch of empty ferrule. So I fixed that with a little bit of baking soda and super glue. It just makes the wire a little more secure in there. It also, if you have the wire so that it can wiggle around inside and it hits that metal ferrule over and over again, that's a bad pressure spot where it'll want to break. So I highly recommend, if you're buying tools and you see that, what you ideally want is like this old monstrosity shop tool. There's a black epoxy that's actually proud of the surface on all of his joints, and he even eases the edge. I don't know anybody else that does anything like this with the little thin wire sheathing, but you know, that gets chamfered at the edge so that the wire isn't hitting a real sharp angle of inflexible material. It's very, very smartly made, very well made, but nobody else is making tools like that. So if you want that kind of if you want that degree of quality, it's Old Monstrosity Shop, or Or you gotta make it yourself. Ooh, it is suitably hideous. What's that little... Oh, it's like a little haunted house type thing. Very nice, very nice. Could you do me a favor and put a couple of holes, like individual, like where the edge is roughed up? Just spot like one or two little holes in it.
Distress it.
It's
Rather
already
than
distressed.
solid.
Well, it's already pretty distressed.
Like you mean like in this text here?
No, on the
No,
on
I-
the edge. Oh,
Similar to how it is in this text.
I can't see them in the text. Yeah, a little bit like that. Just one or two here or there might look good. Or ignore me because it looks good already. But you know, I dig it. I mean, yeah, if you can make that happen, definitely. Those should be. I just need to finish grinding and
Oh, it's almost 10.
take photos. Is it almost 10? It is almost 10. 2 minutes left.
Let's show the stream.
Show the stream. Stream's got to know these things. This is why having a wife that's a graphic designer is like the best thing of ever. She makes my crappy stuff look good.
Your crappy stuff. Yeah, okay. Bam. Working on the graphics for the
Yeah,
next launch.
man, I would.
I'm gonna add either the date or like coming soon or
Yeah,
buy now or
yeah,
whatever.
something like
in
that.
blank space underneath the word shop.
But still, though,
But other than that,
I would rock that on a T-shirt.
you rock this. on
I
a
would rock
t-shirt?
that on a T-shirt. I like
Okay.
that design. I don't know.
I mean, I'd have to something.
No, I know.
I'd have to something.
I like. I like most of your designs, but some of them I like even better.
Yeah?
And I like this
You
one.
like this
I
one?
like this one. I'm like it. I'm
It's like
digging.
the dumber it is, the better.
Maybe. Is that my
I
taste?
think it is.
That's my thing.
I think it is. I'm gonna choose
Says-
to not
says
have
the
that
woman
reflect
that
me.
I
Yes. Shut up.
Says the woman that I chose. What? Okay, nothing's ever gonna beat the 3 werewolf mug moon for stupid
Yeah.
and brilliant and stupid.
Yep. So if I'm like trying to make it look like something,
If you're trying to make it look like.
trying to make it look like something that already exists, and if I'm referencing something that's already exists and is already pretty stupid.
I mean, that's always gonna be good, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So the 3 werewolf mood.
3
The
werewolf.
Gilman.
I mean, the Gillman was pretty good. I like the Gillman too.
Or the critter.
Oh, the critter
Not the
one?
new one.
Not the new one. I like the new one too.
You like
though.
the new one too? Oh.
I did like the
okay.
new one.
So that one wasn't me referencing.
No, it
something.
was just kind of a designed thing.
Yeah, the critter one was fun.
The critter one was good.
Yeah. And the sticker.
Yeah.
What else was there? There wasn't. Oh, all the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, all the Star
I like
Wars
those.
stuff. The Star Wars stuff is good. I still see problems with my paintings from that, but that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I don't know what.
it is after 10. We're getting somewhere. I'm gonna do more research.
Yeah, we should maybe.
Should maybe.
Payne says you need to make up mock-up cereal boxes for your breakfast friends. It's a lot of effort.
It is maybe not cereal boxes. Maybe like one ad for like all like the set, the big three.
Maybe.
Because they had the Monster Mash cereal boxes. We could do something with that.
We did. Well.
Anyway,
I'm tired.
we should probably call it a night. Do this. I'm gonna be doing more research on definitely some burn scarring and I need to get like a doll wig. Just stick a doll wig and stuff. Just to have some quick and dirty hair to see how things go. But yeah. Anyway.
Alright, time to go.
Later stream. Thanks for dropping in. I hope you enjoyed it.
Later.
More hag on Thursday.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.